Hi Charlie, welcome to the 51st day of my video polling experiment where I break down and analyze the LinkedIn poll that I posted last week and that closed this morning. Now, the poll I'm going to discuss today that I posted last week is a little different from the ones I've done before in that it was not initially my idea. It was actually suggested to me by one of my connections on LinkedIn named Kyle, and he said that he had been talking with some of his friends about whether they've started replacing their typical Google search inquiries with inquiries to ChatGPT and other AI platforms. So he messaged me and said, hey, my friends have been talking about this, and I was trying to find a more representative sample of people to maybe ask this question to. And then I remembered that you post daily polls on LinkedIn, so maybe you could help me out and get a few more answers than just my 5 closest friends. So last week, making sure to tag him in the first line of the text portion above the poll, I asked the poll question, how do you usually find information online? There were only 2 choices, as Kyle asked. First, Google search, and second, artificial intelligence. Now, much to my delight, 80 individuals voted on this poll, which is right in line with my average of about 80 to 85 votes per poll, and the distribution was quite intriguing. 86% of these 80 voters said that they still use Google search to find information online, while 14% said they usually use artificial intelligence. Now, I will freely admit that while I think ChatGPT is fantastic for, say, brainstorming and editing and just bouncing ideas off of a somewhat intelligent entity, I think Google search still reigns supreme when it comes to finding certain types of information, just having general questions about life, because you can get linked directly to the sources, the articles that this information came from, and you can delve a little deeper into the topic and be more sure that the information you're getting is legitimate and authoritative and from a decent source, because ChatGPT has a tendency to basically make things up if it doesn't have a source that directly ties to your answer, and a lot of the sources that it's using are a few years out of date just because of its data pool. So anyway, onto some statistics about Google search in particular. 6.3 million Google searches are conducted every minute. 15% of Google search queries are completely new, as in this phrase, this sentence has never before been typed into the Google search bar to be searched. In 2023, Google launched 4,781 improvements to its search feature. Google accounts for 89.3% of the global search engine market, and the USA accounts for 26.9% of monthly Google desktop traffic. It just goes to show you that although ChatGPT and other AI platforms might be chipping away a little bit at Google search's predominance in everyday life, at least in the United States, Google search is still not going anywhere. It's still where most people go when they need answers to various questions that they encounter in their daily lives, and ChatGPT is more for very kind of specific tasks where you kind of need in-depth, detailed feedback about a very specific topic, not just, I guess, general knowledge from Google search. So anyway, I'm not saying that Google search and AI can't coexist. I think they both have various strengths and weaknesses that render them ideal for certain things and less ideal for others. And, two massive and impactful technological innovations can coexist in the same world. Like, I'm using my phone, an iPhone from Apple, to film this video, but right next to me is my Lenovo ThinkPad laptop that serves a completely different function from my phone, but both of these devices are still useful and valuable. I use them basically every single day, and I've never thought that one is necessarily better than the other. They're just different, and I want both of them to be working so that I don't have to use the other device for things that are better suited to the first device. So anyway, Charlie, thank you for listening to my little spiel from Kyle. Again, thank you, Kyle, for this fantastic poll idea. I am always going to credit people who give me these poll ideas, especially when they directly message me on LinkedIn and say, hey, I'd like you to ask this to your audience. I'm always very receptive to that. I'm always thrilled when people engage to such a high level with my polls. So anyway, I'm just going to show you the poll as it appears on LinkedIn just to prove that I'm not making these polls out of thin air. So here's the poll as it appears on LinkedIn. As you can see, Google search is winning the quote-unquote competition by an enormous margin, and the poll got 80 votes. Once again, Charlie, thank you for listening to my little spiel about Google search versus AI, and stay tuned for tomorrow's 50-second poll about Monster Energy, one of my favorite beverages of all time. Just kidding, we will get into that tomorrow. Anyway, Charlie, thanks for listening and for being so emotionally supportive. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.